It feels good to be back behind the wheel of my beautiful number 53 Pontiac MBNA America. 53 car. As the defending series champion, I might add. But you know, I don't know. This season has felt a little bit tougher than before. I feel like everyone is getting faster. Everyone is definitely picking up the pace. There's no like assured wins out there. I mean, heck, I've got 5 poles in 11 races, but then again, wins, I've only got 2. Mark Martin's got 3. Ford is actually really doing well because you've got Mark Martin in the Ford, you got Kurt Busch in a Ford, Casey Kane in a Dodge, Jeff Gordon in a Chevy. You've got Dave Blaney also with a win for Dodge. You've got Steven who won a race with me, which, by the way, let me go ahead and tell you guys now, thank you to Netums for hooking me up. Netums is the one who created my current paint scheme. And because of Netums helped in one of the most coolest ways possible that I can kind of like imagine. I was trying to get rid of there. You guys won't see it. I'll fix it in post, but I just see some errant light where it shouldn't be. So back to what I was saying. So Netums created my scheme, mine. AJ created the Joe and Steven schemes, and Netums had known that I still had issues with getting their portraits done correctly. So Joe now has himself an official, image, kind of like, John Andretti's. So now Joe's no longer looking as bad as he was. Okay. And to that same extent, so with Steven now actually looks a little bit better. So we now have them with some of the best looking images that we could potentially find. Now, with all that in mind, it's only an exhibition race this week or this time around. We got to go to Lowe's. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit quick select and just bring our best equipment to the table, see what we can do with that, and see if we can actually cash ourselves a $1 million check from Lowe's, because we're going to need it at this point.
We're in Charlotte, North Carolina at the Mecca of Motorsports, Lowe's Motor Speedway. The drivers are ready, the fans are ready, and EA Sports is ready to bring you flag-to-flag coverage of all the action. This should be a fantastic race as usual.
This track was the first one to focus on spectator comfort, and it shows. This place always draws an enormous crowd. Most of the team shops are located in this area, which give it a hometown feel. We're in for some great racing here at Lowe's.
The 53 car is butting heads on the racetrack with Kevin Grubb.
A little contact now and then is to be expected. The track gets crowded real quickly when you put 43 cars out there. I wouldn't be too worried about it.
Alrighty, don't forget the All-Star consists of 3 segments. Segment 1, we must make a 4-tire green flag pit stop and finish in the top 20 to advance. Segment 2, you got to finish in the top 14, and then of course that field will then be inverted based on the fan vote. The last segment is a 14-car race to the finish.
Now, let's take a look at the starting lineup.
So the good news is that I saw Kevin Grubb. I forgot that he won a race, but that also means Greg Biffle is in the field today in his 16 car. I see Dave Blaney. Casey Kane is in the field. And then, of course, you guys know we got Steven in the back behind us, and we'll see how he kind of goes from here. But I'm bringing the best equipment I got. I've tuned the car pretty well in practice. Hopefully this will lead to us kind of doing something with the car, hopefully. Down on the inside of Jimmy Johnson on the passing Casey Kane through the grass. And got tight into the wall. It doesn't matter where we finish right now. It's only the exhibition. Like it's only the first laps, first segment. We just got to make sure we're in the top 20, so we can get to the front. That's what we need to go with. We can get to the front. Yellow's out. Got to race back to the yellow. Got to race back to the checkered flag here. Or the checkered flag. Race back to the line here. I am tired. What happened? Oh, Kevin Grubb. Oh, man. Come on, NASCAR. Y'all didn't have to throw a caution for that. I mean, yeah, he got loose in front of some guys, but I mean, he was already towards the back anyway. Oh well. Leave it to Kevin Grubb, right? So the pit stop has to happen under green. Points are not being tabulated, but gotta love exhibition races. I definitely skipped the gear. There's Dave Blaney. Hasn't made a single start since his win earlier. Was into the freaking the All-Star race and was like, you know what? I'll show up. That's exactly what he was like. I got to make a small note to myself to make sure I adjust the car. All right, 4 tires. No other adjustments, just 4 tires. Somebody blew up. Somebody's blown up. So even if I finish a lap down in this segment, I'll get my lap back and I will still be ahead be in the top 20. Man, side of the car is all messed up, isn't it? Now it's all about getting back up to speed, getting back on the track, and just logging the laps that we need, because we do need to finish, top 20. But I think the higher up in the order we are, the better. Who's that who blew up, by the way? Oh, Casey Kane. I need to be a little bit more careful about the wall here. So I've tapped the wall quite a bit. I'm thinking it's maybe the PS5 controller a little bit. Unfortunately, not helping with that. So I'm not trying to blame the equipment here, but I definitely do think that the controller is probably part of my issue with that, especially because it feels like the car doesn't want to turn. So I should have went half around down on the wedge, because I think that's the only time I'm going to actually get a adjustment in. Was right here on the pit stop. Wait, technically we fixed the car and stuff. If I just go into the options and hit half around down on wedge, do you guys think it will actually work underneath the segment brake? I pitted sooner than everyone else, and I now have a monster lead here in the All-Star race. I do have to seriously make a note that I can't run this gearing for the race. And the first segment is ours. Huge. Got the first segment down in the books. So that now means that we can now set ourselves up for the second segment, and then of course the final segment. So definitely love the fact that I don't have to worry too much. Casey Kane was eliminated because he did blow his engine. Segment 2 is kind of short with 5 laps. They're going to probably invert the field, and I don't know what the inversion will be. Last season, or the first season I had a chance at the All-Star race, I think we got inverted in the top 10. Last season I was just outside the top 10. I think I was like 11th and couldn't rally back and didn't do so hot. This season I'm doing pretty good right now. Definitely unsure about this gear ratio though, because I don't know about y'all, but this car sounds like it's about to just blow the motor. Also, it does not feel like when I hit the options to go down half around on wedge, it does not feel like it actually worked. So I thought we big brained it by hitting pit options and then hoping that they were just going to give me like a fresher car with the fresh tires and the damage repair. Yeah, it didn't happen. We absolutely walked the field this time. I think we're actually a lot better off now than we were last season. So that means that for the main race that we're going to have, so this will be a double feature episode. So the next race that we have here at Charlotte, I just think that we're going to win personally. The motor. Really? The last lap of segment 2. I turned off the car to just coast it down, but that's got to be fixed, right? That's not a good sign. Okay, last segment. And we were inverted. Oh, Steven got eliminated. Kyle Petty, Johnny Sauter, Ricky Rudd, Scott Riggs, and someone else. Hold on. I can definitely tell by just taking a look at the race stats. Hold on. So Steven, Kyle Petty, Johnny Sauter, Ricky Rudd, Scott Riggs, Kevin Grubb all were eliminated, and as well as Casey Kane. And they inverted what looks like the top 8, and they said it's a green, white, checkered. So it's green flag, next lap is white flag, and then after that is the checkered flag. Cool, cool. I actually like this. That means that the stakes are high for me to actually try to get somewhere, which I think we have the ability to do. Screw the worn tires problem. Kevin Harvick got loose in front of us. Is it really going to come down to me, Mark Martin, and Jimmy Johnson? Just got to get under Jimmy. All right, folks, we're going for it.
29.56. That speed will get us to the front. Keep it up. You've got the leader. Stay on this back bumper.
And with that, I think we've just won our first All-Star race, guys. That's it right there. $1 million cool dollars, the only $1 million race this season, and we finally won the All-Star race.
The yellow didn't wave as much as usual.
Well, that was good news to the guys who ran out front. More cautions would have just meant more restarts, which is more chances for you to lose positions.
The MBNA car gets the win.
All the hard work this week just paid off for that team. That was an awesome win.
The 53 car has someone new to look out for on race day.
Well, when you're out there beating and banging on guys, some feathers are bound to get ruffled. Maybe after some time to cool off, they'll be back to racing with clear heads.
You see that number right there? You see how it says 1.09 million? That is the first $1 million paycheck this entire season. The Daytona 500 did not pay its normal amount. No other race has even come close to $1 million. This $1 million is a very specific shot in the arm during this recession era in NASCAR, and this really helps. I mean, not really for me, but it helps in general. Other than that, in case you guys wonder, I mean, it's an exhibition race. It doesn't really matter too much. But we did finish first over Mark Martin, Jimmy Johnson, Matt Kenseth, Kurt Busch, Jeff Gordon, Kevin Harvick, Terry Labonte, Joe Nemechek, and Ricky Craven in the top 10. So as you guys know, outside of that, it's Tony Stewart, Rusty Wallace, Jeff Burton, Dave Blaney. Dave Blaney made it all the way to the third round of the race. So really huge for Dave Blaney. Steven got eliminated in the second segment with Kyle Petty, Johnny Sauter, Ricky Rudd, Scott Riggs, and Kevin Grubb. And as you guys know, the first elimination by engine failure was by Casey Kane. So with all that, let's head back to the race shop, $1 million richer. Alrighty, race weekend for the Coca-Cola 600 will find us using our previously used equipment. And when I say previously used, I mean the equipment that did not run the All-Star race officially. That's the equipment that we used in the previous Speedway race. Why? We're going to keep the wear and tear on our Speedway equipment down. And the only way to do that is to not use it. So let's go to the track. Let's see what we can do. And hopefully we qualify well. I'm not sure if we will, though. I'm concerned. All righty. Qualifying for the Coca-Cola 600. As you guys know, we didn't actually qualify for the All-Star. Don't know if y'all can tell, I also made an adjustment to the gear ratio already. Plus, I'm running a little bit different on the setup, just trying to make sure the car lasts on the course of the entire race while also putting together a good show for ourselves and our sponsors. Just got to make sure we get through these corners well. My eyes must be deceiving me. 39th? 39th.
We'll start in the top half of the field. Not too bad.
18th?
Welcome everyone to Charlotte, North Carolina. It's time once again for the running of the Coca-Cola 600 here at Lowe's Motor Speedway. And EA Sports is here to bring you all the action. This is an awesome facility, isn't it?
A lot of these teams are based in this area, and this is a 2,000-acre dream come true for any NASCAR fan. I don't think there's a bad seat anywhere in this place, and there's always great racing to go along with it.
The 53 car is currently at the top of the points list.
I'll tell you, consistency is the key to the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship. If he can remain focused on that, he has a good shot at winning.
I don't even know what to say. I would say I'm disgusted, but I think we've officially been shafted being the last, Pontiac team. I think Steven and Joe also qualified, outside of where they wanted to qualify. So this is definitely not going well for us. We'll have to see how it goes. 62 laps to go in this race, and you just got to be methodical, keep the car as clean as possible, and hopefully get up there to Mark Martin, who is leading. So I didn't bring the equipment that we ran in the All-Star race because I'm concerned about the longevity of that equipment, considering how many speedway races we have. As you guys know, I've been very methodical about what I do with the equipment. I did not expect that equipment to actually be as good as it was for the All-Star race, considering how bad it was for us every other time we ran. But I definitely feel like at this stage, we probably should have brought it. I mean, it's 3 laps in. I shouldn't be saying this car is that bad, but it just does not feel good. Wait a minute. I got a good run off of 3 and 4.
That's a quick one, buddy. Keep it up. I'm clocking the leader in about 2 seconds ahead.
Okay, wait. I may have misspoken. Excuse me, Joe Nemechek. You shouldn't even be running this high.
3 wide. Hold that line.
We're literally 3 wide in the corner.
Number 24 is still there. Top 10. 29, 20. Okay, buddy. We're faster than the leader. Let's get up there. Okay, we're clear.
Dude, Mark Martin is driving away because I'm stuck in traffic. Roush has got to be running something illegal underneath that car, that 6 car. They've got to. Got the 97 and I believe Jamie McMurray ahead of me now. Car is a little loose if I get too close on the white line. I'm about to say yellow, guys. On the white line, and it just kind of shoots me up the track a bit, but it makes me sideways.
The 97 car is still there. Got the number 3 spot. Number 97 is going high. You're clear. Hey, we don't need a bad reputation. Let's be a little.
Excuse me, Jamie McMurray, what are you doing parking it in front of me, man? How about nearly ran through the guy?
Got one outside.
Excuse me. If you don't want to go after Mark Martin, I will.
You're in second now. Number 6 is the leader. Clear on both sides.
You can tell that number 6 Viagra car from a mile away. The dude is driving the inverse scheme. Crew chief told me to push it. I don't know if we can push it, but you know what? Nothing ventured, nothing gained, boys. Let's push it. Let's push it to the limit.
It's coming right.
One of the best runs off of 3 and 4 to get past Mark Martin. Did not lead the last lap, but definitely was about to just find the wall because I definitely just zoned out. I just locked in and zoned out. Okay, I think I can get him on this turn. Oh, nope. He blocked me. Okay.
52. You're losing ground on the leaders. You're right there with the leader. Stay with him.
I don't like being on the outside here at Charlotte. This is a very particularly grooved track. If you're not close enough to the white line, you're just not going to make the turn.
First place. Let's see if we can lead some laps. Clear all around.
So I do currently have the lap lead. I currently have the lead in the race.
29.6.
Car is a little tight. I might go another half around down on wedge maybe to counteract that, because I want to be able to kind of sail it off into turn 1 and 2 without feeling like I need to just get into the brake a little bit more. Beginning to see some very distinct pockets also appear in the pack because things are starting to break up a bit more.
29.
So we're definitely driving away from them. We got the car. Seems like this is going to be another quiet mile and a half track. Definitely was not expecting this level of performance out of our Pontiac, but I'll take it. It's like we just carried it over. All right, checking in here on lap 23. We have legged out a 4.5 second gap over Kurt Busch, Mark Martin, and Elliott Sadler, with I think Joe Nemechek in the top 5. I am closing in on the end of the field here, and I am definitely beginning to be a little concerned about the motor. It definitely feels like we are. I don't know how to say this without sounding weird or stupid or crazy, but it feels like for some reason the motor became unsealed.
Just like that.
Like we're getting more power than we were getting before. I don't know if it's because of something I'm doing. I don't know if it's because of the car itself. But it's just weird. 24 laps in and the first wave of pit stops are happening. This is a little earlier than I personally want to come in. I believe I got told that I was running low on fuel on around lap 18. I think the tire wear situation was around lap 15 or something. So I'm not too concerned about pitting yet. As I catch up to Todd Bodine back here in the back. I got to the 35 car too fast. That's Mike Wallace.
Got one down low.
Who this time kind of lets me go by.
40. Doing fine. You're clear. Got one
Then I
inside.
get into the wall. No big deal.
Okay, we're clear.
So we've got a varying degree of pit strategy happening already, with some coming on lap 24. So these guys will definitely be the current comers. They'll definitely come towards the front
Check your fuel gauge.
as they look to stay ahead of me. And they're going to hope that a caution doesn't fly. That way that this strategy works out. Because I think more than, 2/3 or a third of the field came down pit road on that lap 24
Let's get the fuel
pit stop. So this could actually get real interesting, guys.
far high.
Excuse me, Mike. You're kind of in the way. I mean, you're not really in the way, but you're
That
kind
lap
of.
was fast. Clear on both sides.
Now that I'm in traffic, I don't know which one of those dots behind me, by the way, are Kurt Busch and or Mark Martin. So it's another small concern that I have. Crew chief just told me that we're low on fuel, but I am concerned about the length of the second stint. So yet again, I'm going to try to leg this out just a little bit longer. Hopefully we don't run out of fuel this time, because bad entry it hurt that. But I definitely feel like we do have to go just a little bit longer. That way the tires can hold up for the second half, because we saw what happened at Atlanta. Mark Martin, Jeff Gordon, they were on top of me like white on rice, and I could not escape them. So, all right, I was told that I need to come down pit road this time because fuel tank is, almost empty. So we will pit this time to get 4 tires, fuel,
Go easy on those.
and another adjustment. I do feel like we need to go down another half around on wedge.
The 0 car is up high.
Looking down pit road, one car hits
And we'll repair the damage.
begins to make his journey down the
This has been a very long race already.
jumping up on the wall, ready to service his car as pit stops begin here in this event. The crew jumps over the wall and begins to service this machine. This is their opportunity to shine. They can't make any mistakes here. It'll be a routine 4-tire change. We'll also put in 2 cans of gas, 4 tires of gas on this stop.
That stop was a lot faster than I expected.
They get their driver back at the racetrack.
Clear.
Kurt Busch is still going on track.
It's okay. Clear on both sides.
So I'm officially on track, one lap down.
Number 97, down low. The 97 car isn't going to let you by easily.
Trouble! We have trouble here on the front stretch.
That is not what we needed.
The yellow flag. As the
That is not what we needed.
back to the yellow flag. We
Idiot.
caution here on the front stretch.
Idiot.
61, 1.
Oh my gosh. I'm an idiot. Okay, Kurt Busch did pit, so I'm no longer going to be a lap down. I should be in front of the leader.
The leader paces the field back as we get ready for the restart here. Green flag is in the air. They head down.
Steven didn't pit.
Meanwhile, the leader leads them down into turn number 1.
89, 57. Number 172 is still there. Number 172
Excuse me, Steven. I need you to
You're clear.
I need you to move. I am such an idiot. Well, you guys just saw a way to choke away a race win. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did that. Kurt Busch. Can't even blame him. I should have given him more space. The good news is that I think Steven was one of the guys who pitted extremely early. So he's going to hold up the field. The bad news is that I'm outside the top 15 and actually the top 10.
Using up.
Definitely was not a plan for us to do something stupid. There's no point if we don't get back to the checker flag. I need to be aware of that. I want to drive this car. I want to drive this car as hard as possible.
Save your time.
We have the speed. I think in theory we can make up the time. But
28.50. Great lap, great lap.
Steven is down to 16th. Wait, did Steven's motor blow? Oh no, Steven! This is not a good day. I don't even know where Joe's at on the track. Steven's motor blew while he was out front here in Charlotte. That's now leaving me with a lot of questions on my reliability. I don't know if Joe's having a problem. I don't know if he's a lap down. I don't know if his car's not up to speed. I don't know. Being 16th right now is not great, especially considering Steven is out.
From where I'm sitting.
We're not making any time. I'm literally just ahead. I need a caution or something.
That's the lap time I'm looking for. Keep it up, buddy.
And unlike some content creators out there, I'm not gonna just turn myself for the caution, but I definitely I feel like we should have one, man. Like, this is bogus. Definitely screwed myself on this one, trying to get around Kurt Busch, and I'm paying the price.
Well, some more like that one.
I paid the price. I think that was the Roush Racing screw job to help bring Mark Martin closer into the standings. Seeing some late pit stops here.
29.8. I want to see more of those laps. Good job.
So Dale Jarrett peeled off to come down pit road. Not sure if we're going to get any others coming down pit road, but Dale Jarrett was one of those last few holdouts that didn't come down. I think maybe Kevin Harvick too. So we are now officially back in the top 15. But I don't think we're gonna get a win today, guys. Again, unless a caution happens, I think we're definitely just out of the picture. You know, if I were to get a caution, I'd come down, slam 4 more tires, get some more fuel into it, as the last car on the lead lap, and, you know, kind of go for it from there. But I don't know if we'll have enough time with 10 to go. I feel like the 35 isn't making minimum speed because I've bridged the gap to catch him, and I'm about 9 seconds back from the guys that I want to catch. I feel bad, but yet I do feel like the car right now is definitely a lot faster than it should be. I mean, look at how I'm just gapping the 35 car. I took him to Gapplebee's. That man must be down a cylinder or 2.
That was a great lap, buddy. Your left front tire's a little worn.
Like, I'm running consistent, you know, lap times right now.
Right rear's getting worn. Take it easy out there.
And by consistent, I mean consistently fast.
Good lap. Just 5 to go.
143 car down low. Number 143 is still there.
Use me 11 car.
143 car is coming up quick. Clear on both sides.
Another blown motor.
You put another one.
This time it's Kevin Harvick. That's another free position for me. Making passes on all these lappers, but I'm out of time. Yeah, we ran out of time. I mean, some lucky engine failures for some guys helped, but just not enough time. I'm 4 seconds back from Jeff Green, 4 seconds back from Ward Burton. Some of these guys may have just lucked themselves into a top 15 just because they pitted early enough, and I decided to run out of talent against Kurt Busch. But I mean, we rallied back. I'll take it. 14th isn't the end of the world. It just sucks that it's 14th and not first or anything after all the work that we did. So we'll take it. Kurt Busch wins over Mark Martin, John Andretti, and Jimmy Johnson, and Sterling Marlin.
The yellow didn't wave as much as usual.
I can assure you, all those guys who finished in the back would have liked to seen more cautions. Gives them a chance to make adjustments without the penalty of going a lap down. They just didn't have the luxury this time.
The 53 car had some problems on the track with the 97 car.
It should be interesting the next time they get next to each other on the racetrack. At this point, nobody wants to back down, and we could see some sparks fly.
This has been NASCAR Winston Cup Racing, brought to you by EA Sports. We'll see you next week at Dover.
Kurt Busch deserved the win. He deserved it. I think he led 2 more laps than me as well, so he got the bonus points on the race as well. Hats off to you, Kurt. Good job. Fords have dominated pretty roughly. I said roughly. I don't know what I want to say. I don't. I can't think about this without thinking, man, I really coughed up a good run. I cost myself. Anyways, all right. Kurt Busch wins. Mark Martin, John Andretti, Jimmy Johnson, Sterling Marlin are your top 5. Congratulations to John Andretti. Michael Waltrip, Matt Kenseth, Robbie Gordon, Greg Biffle, Scott Riggs are your top 10. Wimmer, Burton, Green, and I were the last few cars running on the lead lap. As you know, we passed 2 guys who lost their motors, Steven and Kevin Harvick. A little bit further down, Jeff Gordon fell down to 16th. Another notable is Casey Kane, who blew his motor during the All-Star race. Did manage to finish 21st after starting 4th. Dale Jr. started 5th, finished 24th. He's been in a slump lately. So is Jeff Burton, for that matter. Started 30th, running 26th at the end of the race. Joe wound up coming from 41st to finish 31st. He was just ahead of Kirk Shelmerdine, who I was catching up on. Unfortunately, it just did not seem like a really good day for Neco Darius Racing. We lost some really good cars today. I did not know that we lost Ricky Craven and Ryan Newman, so we had multiple DNFs today. We had 4 cars fail to finish the full distance, so the Coca-Cola 600 was a full race of attrition, and it is what it is. I had 1 caution for 3 laps, me running out of talent. I led laps, but I didn't lead enough laps, and multiple people led laps. Kurt Busch, me, Mark Martin, and Steven all led a lap, or at least 1 lap in the race. So it is what it is. So we'll head on back to Georgia, assess things, and just try to figure out what can we do. I mean, outside of me running out of talent, we've actually hit a pretty rough stretch here where I'm not winning every time out, which is good, but feels very bad. All right, so we've landed back at the shop. I want to go to stats and info, but I'm not going to, at least not yet. I don't want to be disappointed. So ahead of Dover, we need to take a look at some stuff on our cars. First and foremost, this generic equipment, I really think we should probably overhaul the generics. Now, I hit the wrong button. I feel like we should probably overhaul the generics to make sure that we have them in order. 1 second. Because if I take a look back at the schedules, Dover, Pocono, Michigan, and then Infineon. But that's 3 races time. We got plenty of time to work on the generic stuff. So let's do it. Let's work on the generic. Let's go ahead and overhaul that for 2 races. Because we need it for the short tracks and the road courses. Remember, guys, I don't have enough shop space to actually turn these generic things into road course and short track specific like I did last season. We were able to kind of game it just a little bit when we did it, and this time we just can't. Because I actually want the engine, the bodybuilder to the bodybuilder. Because I want the fabricator to get through this a little bit faster on the car bodies, I'm going to choose to have him do 1 race, because after this race, I'm going to work on the next Speedway body. That way I can have a Speedway body back up to full snuff, especially since we got 3 more races left before we can actually get the wheel balancer for the chassis tire grip. That's the next upgrade that we're looking forward to. As it stands right now, we do need to have an average finish in 10th place. So this past race hurt that, as well as the average start in 10th place. In the last couple of races lately, we haven't been qualifying well. So I'm assuming that our qualifying number and average finishes, for that matter, aren't going great. I mean, honestly, we won the Daytona 500. Then it was Jeff Gordon, Kurt Busch, Mark Martin, Casey Kane, Dave Blaney. We won at Texas. Then it was Kurt Busch again. Steven won at Talladega. Mark Martin at Darlington. Mark Martin again at Richmond. I did not actually cop that fact that Mark Martin won twice. I did not actually register that. He won twice in a row. He won back to back. Then it was us at the All-Star race, but then it was Kurt Busch at Lowe's. So, yeah, things aren't going so great. Dover, Pocono, and Sirius at the Series 400, I don't even know if that's going to go great. Right now, I have a 69 point lead over Mark Martin, 184 over Rusty Wallace. Kurt Busch is 197 back. Good win for him. Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, Jeff Burton, John Andretti, Tony Stewart, and Joe Nemechek are your top 10. Dale Jarrett just outside with Matt Kenseth, Bible Labonte. Actually, this little pod right here being 50 points apart between Joe Nemechek to Bible Labonte is actually very intriguing, and I kind of want to see how that's going to turn out over the next couple of races. But we're definitely getting into these longer midway point of the season. The summery months are coming and things like that. You know, we're closing in on halfway to the start of the chase for the Cup. A lot is at play. A lot is at stake here. And I am absolutely certain that no matter what we do, we're going to be facing probably one of the most interesting last stretches of the season ever. Okay, just ever. Anyways, if you like today's video and like the fact that I choked today's race win away, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Easy, everybody.